Last Summer Productions presents Ebon Storms, an original fantasy audio drama.
In a world filled with magic, gods and men make war. The fabric of time is torn asunder, though the true tempest is not yet upon us. None shall weather these trials alone, and few survive them together, for there can be no balancing of the scales in the wake of Ebon Storms.
Previously on Ebon Storms, Episode 10, Allandra's intuition about the Red Mages proved to be correct. After Allandra and Elrad were taken away by Caulder the Red's company, a large portion of his force doubled back and attacked the rest of the group. In a surprise flash of recollection, Trellin remembered a spell of her people, which instantly brought her bracelet to life in the form of a giant winged serpent. The serpent managed to eliminate most of the attackers before being defeated. Marcin and Thangar were then able to force the remaining Red Mages to retreat. Meanwhile, Elrad used his psychic abilities to free himself and Allandra without their captors' notice, which allowed them the opportunity to ambush the guards and gain the upper hand in the ensuing battle, which they won. Back at the Thieves' Clave, Father Nivigate, who had been kidnapped by Charn and Galena during the confusion of the battle with the Red Mages, set to healing the burned thief, and learned why he was burned. The thief had overheard some dark priests talking about an assassination attempt on the High Priest of the West, the highest-ranking official in Illuma's church. Galena also finally revealed that she had seen a red mage kill Father Jonas, the priest back in Shazgrath. With proof of Charn's innocence and little time to tell the rest of the party, Father Nivigate joined Charn and Galena in their rush to Aragorn to stop the assassination. The last piece of information we were treated to was Selegna and the Guild traitor plotting the deaths of Allandra and Gareth, and hence the fall of the Guild by tomorrow's end. And now, Episode 11. The Perfect Chance.
Galena and Nifigate stand nervously near the south gates to the grand port city of Aragorn, waiting for Charn's return. A long line stretches before them, as people wait impatiently to pay their tolls and enter the sprawling city. Many more people than usual seek entrance today to hear the uplifting words of the Archbeacon of the West.
Where is he? What does he try? I've already seen the wanted poster half a dozen times, and heard his name countless more. I hope he hasn't been caught.
We'd hear the clamor if he'd been caught. Besides, Charn will be back soon. He needs to find a disguise to get into this city without being caught.
Galena, why did you trust him, when no one else did?
Well, I remember how strongly the Paladin defended him when she arrived. After Father Jonas healed him, but before he woke up, he mumbled things. Most of them made no sense to me, but some were words of regret, spoken with a woman named Valaria. I guess I took a leap of faith like you taught me, Father.
I'd condemned him in my mind before I ever knew him. I'd begun believing Thangar and Marcin. I should take my own lessons to heart. Illuma, forgive me.
I'm back.
Galena and Nifigate turn around to see Charn, dressed in full priest's attire. Around his neck he wears an amulet bearing a golden lantern, inset in a star-shaped diamond, the holy symbol of Illuma. In one hand he holds a golden prayer book, and in the other an oaken rune staff. Bandages cover over portions of Charn's face, masking his well-publicized features.
Father, don't be angry.
Sacrilege! How dare you mock me? Mock Illuma!
Silent. Now calm down, Father. This is the only way for me to travel unhindered in Aragorn. I know this insults you, but I see no other way.
This goes beyond insult.
Charn's only trying to...
This is an outrage. I shudder to imagine how you acquired these robes. You'd best take them off before I do something rash. May Illuma hold her anger better than I've held mine. Anger and hate are rough winds in...
Of course, Father. I'll take them off. Perhaps you can find someone to wear them at the High Priest's funeral. Or have you forgotten our purpose? Trust me, I enjoy wearing these robes as much as you, Father. They represent a useless faith in an unfair world.
Wear them, then. But take heart. They carry a burden.
I bear enough burdens already, Father.
The line has dwindled some. Let's go through. Priests take precedence anyway. Come on.
Welcome to Aragorn. Names, please.
I am Father Nificate of Shaskareth. This is my apprentice healer, Galena.
And I am Father Jonas of Belden.
What's happened to your face, Father?
He needs Illuma's healing.
Well, he's a priest, ain't he? How come he didn't heal it himself? Or you?
Some wounds run so deep that our humble faith cannot penetrate. We seek the Archbeacon's famous healing powers. Perhaps he can do what we cannot.
Come on, let the priest through. Hurry up.
Fine. 7 coppers each. Good day and welcome to Aragorn. Name, please.
The three walk purposefully through the city of Aragorn, watching visitors scurry in and out of the overcrowded shops and taverns. They see many city priests as they near the Grand Cathedral and are handed several wanted posters, each sporting Charn's face and the caption, "Wanted, alive or dead."
At least they offer more for you alive than dead.
What a comfort.
Finally, they arrive at the Grand Cathedral, its titanic star-shaped structure set against the turbulent waters of the Frost Sea. Near the pier, a huge crowd gathers, and on the other side of the church, a line of white-robed priests board a ship.
Where will the sermon take place?
Here, near the cathedral. The high priest will likely speak from the pier.
The dark priests have a world of options. He's vulnerable from all directions.
We have to warn him.
Too late. There he is.
Charn, Galena, and Nificate watch anxiously as the Archbeacon of the West climbs the steps and walks to the center of the narrow wooden pier. Behind him on either side, his bishops scan the crowd nervously. A huge audience has gathered to hear the high priest's words. Many city guards wander among them, attempting to keep order. A short distance away, a ship, the Andrea's Fury, flies the grand, magnificent banner of Illuma. Though few notice, the rain has temporarily ceased falling, for the moment.
What do we do? We'll never get close enough to warn him.
We have to find and stop the assassins ourselves.
In this crowd?
The attack won't come from the crowd. The assassin would be trampled in a second amidst the chaos. Whoever wants to assassinate the high priest will want to make the killing as public as possible. Where's that boat headed?
I overheard that the boat will sail past the pier waving Illuma's banner in salute to her glory.
Past the pier, right behind the high priest. That's our best bet. Come on, quickly, it begins.
Good afternoon, my friends. What a wonderful day it is that we are here. The storms relent, my friends. Yes, you heard me correctly. As I stand before you, I tell you that the season of storms ends today. I do not stand here to preach to you or give you a sermon on how to live your life. The Book of Stars can do that. I am here to help you win back what has been taken from you by these storms, your hope. Every year...
We must get on that boat before it sails. I'll bet anything the killers lurk there.
But how so?
Disguised as priests of Illuma, no doubt.
Good bet. Looks like we'll sail today, Father.
How can we tell a dark priest in disguise?
Illuma knows. And if it is her will, so will I. As Charn proves here, the trappings of a priest are no longer sacred.
No, but it sure helps him get closer to the high priest.
How will I get on the ship? Looks as though they're only accepting priests.
We can produce more robes.
Absolutely not. There are other ways.
Like?
I would have to tell a lie, but if it keeps you from waylaying another...
Yes. What's your lie?
Hurry, we're running out of time.
I'll feign blindness, and Galena will be my guide.
Pretty good one, Father. You improve already. However, can you make it sound believable?
I'm so happy you approve.
Let's go.
Galena leads Nificate by the hand, while Charn follows behind. Soon they come to the ship, Andrea's Fury. Many priests already stand aboard, readying it for its ceremonial sail. A beacon stands at the gangplank, allowing priests aboard.
Hold there, Father. I'm sorry, only priests may join this voyage. The young lady will have to remain behind.
She must come. She's my eyes. She tells of this wonderful ship we board, describing the magnificent banner which has been made to honor our goddess most high. I asked for an exception to this rule, Father.
Beacon.
Beacon. I asked that my daughter be allowed to accompany me on this wondrous ride.
Very well, Father. Welcome aboard.
Brilliant, Father. You're actually believable.
That was the easy part. Now we search for the dark priests among us, before this celebration becomes an assassination.
And I get blamed again.
In the great Gerding Deep, the sound of crashing bushes and trees echoes loudly as a small army of dark priests, intermingled with knots of shadow riders, blazes its way towards its destination, a well-hidden glen large enough to have room for all, but small enough to provide good cover. Once at this glen, the menacing force camps, awaiting its leader, Lord Selegna.
Where is he?
He'll be here soon, Captain.
Who exactly do we attack? You know what happened the last time my men and I encountered those 6?
You failed, but Lord Selegna believes that will not occur again. However, if you have worries, then perhaps you should speak to him personally about them when he arrives.
No, I've spoken with Selegna already. I have little desire to talk with him again. Argus was a poor choice of a second. I should have led the men myself. With your help, we will succeed this time.
I'm certain of it. Lord Selegna has treated you quite well up to now. I would hate to see relations change.
So would I. So would I.
Selegna, High Priest of the Church of Zendikar, arrives astride a winged, nearly spectral steed, causing the dark priests to bow in ritual greeting. The High Priest wears simple black robes, cowled to hide his features. Only bright emerald eyes show from the hooded depths. Selegna dismounts and walks up to head his small battalion, cloak billowing ominously behind. The Shadow Riders shift uneasily on their saddles, until finally the captain dismounts his horse and bows before Selegna, who just stares at him from within the hood, green eyes alight with inner fire.
Captain, so good to see you again. I trust you've recovered from our last meeting and have prepared your men better than poor Argus did. Such a shame. Ah, well, that is what happens when enemies are underestimated, a mistake I do not intend to make today.
The regiment stands ready. We await your orders, Lord Selegna.
You have done well, Sister Corbiston. Zendikar rewards his faithful.
We do only for the wealth it brings in this world, Selegna.
Has your captain still not instructed you on proper conduct in regards to your superiors? Well, experience teaches also. I care not why you fight, so long as you fight and win. You will be rewarded handsomely. Fail and, well, ask your captain. Questions? Fine then. Captain, take your shadow riders and approach our mark, but do so quietly. You best not be seen or heard. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Go and wait there for further instructions.
The captain, followed by a host of shadow riders, rides out of sight. As soon as they disappear, Selegna instructs his dark priests to gather close to advise them on the coming attack.
My brethren, today we strike the killing blow to our failing enemy. Today we temper the blade of the sword we have striven so hard to forge. A new era is about to begin. Today, the hand of Zendikar shall eclipse all of Romelia. Today, the Shadow walks among us, and we cannot fail him, lest we fail ourselves and forfeit our souls. In a while, we shall attack. Your task shall be to bring pain and death and devastation to the mortal souls who dwell there. Leave no home unbroken, no mother, father, or child without suffering. If you deem some worthy of living, then make certain their futures are filled with grief. Burn all the buildings and homes. Leave only the church standing. Touch it not. Do not defile its sanctuary. I want the children of our enemy to know how their goddess has failed them. Of the children of the light, touch not the priest. He is mine. Nor his family. I will take care of them personally. This day of our Lord Zendikar's enemies shall fail. Now, go, my brothers, burn it! Burn Shazgarath to the ground!
In Aragorn, City of Wonders, the Archbeacon of the Church of Illuma continues his grand sermon, raising the spirits of all who hear, or nearly all. On board the ship Andrea's Fury, Nifigit, Charn, and Galena search for the dark priests who they believe intend to murder the high priest, thereby throwing Illuma's church into chaos and condemning the thieves' claves of Romelia.
Any ideas?
We'd better come up with something soon. We're approaching the position where the banner's to be unfurled. We sail very slowly, but it won't be long till we're behind the high priest.
We must anticipate their method. That will help us narrow the places we search. We know that they sail directly behind the priest, but it will still be too far away to throw a dagger or use a sword or spear. Besides, the weapon can't be very conspicuous.
If they plan to blame it on a thief, they can't very well use any sort of dark magic either.
What about a bow?
Yes.
A bow, or a crossbow perhaps, would work well. It's a common thieves' weapon, too.
How would they get one on board?
What if they had one on board already and just need to pick it up? Where's the door to the cargo hold?
They won't allow us down into the hold.
Precisely. That's why we have to look.
Wait a minute. Those priests are carrying food down for storage there. I'll grab a tray and go look for the weapon. Perhaps we can avoid confrontation by destroying it, whatever it may be.
No, Father. I'll go down. You hardly know what you're looking for.
The killer could already have the weapon up here on deck. If it is, you must find it and stop him. Something I'm hardly qualified for. I'll go.
I'll stay with Charn. The blind act won't work twice. Good luck.
May Illuma be with us.
We can use all the help we can get.
Nifigit grabs a basket of fruit and walks over to the steps down which the priest disappeared just a moment ago. Descending the stairs, he reaches the cargo hold, dark and quiet, with only a distant flickering candle to light the shapes in the dark. Nifigit sets down his basket, groping with his hands as he explores the hold.
Where did they go?
Nifigit makes his way around the many boxes and stops when he hears conspiratorial whispers ahead.
Surprise is vital, brother. We must make certain nothing goes wrong. No one.
A hand suddenly covers his mouth from behind, and Nifigit gets a blow to the head before he can defend himself. Nifigit loses consciousness, awakening suddenly to find himself bound and gagged in the hold. Two men in white robes loom before him.
We feared you and your friends might never show up, Father Nifigit. Don't look so surprised, Father. Of course we expected you. You came just as Lord Seligna said you would. We haven't found the others yet, but I'm sure they will arrive in time to play their roles. Well, must be going. I have a murder to commit, in the name of my clave, of course.
The dark priest ascends the stairs, quickly getting lost in the jumble of white-robed figures bustling about the ship's deck, making their preparations for the unveiling of the banner. At the opposite end of the ship, Galena and Charn continue their search.
Shouldn't we go and check on Father Nifigit?
The ship's nearly in position behind the pier. We're out of time. Damn it, where's Nifigit? The perfect chance to kill the high priest will arrive soon. I'll make another round of the deck. You go look for Nifigit. Wait a minute. Another priest just slipped downstairs.
So?
He wasn't carrying any food. Look over there. I bet the one he just talked with has the weapon. Go down and find Nifigit. Take the blowgun. Go! Be careful.
Galena slips towards the stairs, while Charn nonchalantly stalks the priest he believes bears the weapon. The white-robed man casually traverses the deck, walking aft, the side nearest the pier. The ship continues to position itself as the attentive masses listen to their high priest. From the depths of the cargo hold, a terrified scream echoes across the deck, startling everyone from their attentiveness. Charn takes his eyes off the priest for a moment, looking towards the hold as a host of priests scramble down the stairs. He turns back around, finding a handful of white robes indistinguishable.
Damn! Which one? How could I be so stupid? There.
Amidst the confusion, Charn spies his prey facing the pier, pulling something out from under his robes. A crossbow.
No!
Charn leaps at the priest, who throws the suddenly flaming crossbow upon the deck. The crossbow burns to a cinder immediately, catching the wooden deck aflame, while Charn and the priest struggle. The smiling priest manages to rip off the bandages hiding his face.
Come to kill yet another high priest, Charn Purloin!
No, I won't be blamed for a second murder. Thieves won't suffer this again.
Won't they? No! Don't kill the High Priest!
Before Charn can react, the dark priest in white robes snatches a dagger and thrusts it deep into his own breast. As the blood spurts from the wound, the high priest's audience begins to take notice.
Charn! It's the thief! Jim, stop him!
By now, the boat has become a flaming beacon in the water. The pier plunges into chaos as the burning ship nears it, out of control. Several armored paladins rush the high priest off into the cathedral for safety. The crowd seethes and expands in all directions, everyone running in a different direction. Some try to reach Charn on the boat, blood in their hateful stares. Some frantically try to escape the pier and the burning ship rapidly approaching it. The priests on board turn to face Charn, shocked to stillness. Galena and Nifigate stumble onto the flaming deck. One of the priests, recovering, advances menacingly. Charn steps back involuntarily, then trips over the dark priest's dead body. He recovers immediately, but the dead priest's blood-stained robes burst into flame, separating Charn from the rest of the ship by a wall of fire.
We have to help him!
Look, we're going to crash into the pier!
Just as the wildfire blazes a trail up the billowing sail, the ship crashes headlong into the pier, throwing wood, fire, and people everywhere. With a wrench, all are tossed forward towards the pier. Nifigate and Galena try to make their way to the place near Charn, but cannot, when Charn disappears from view, blocked by the licking flames.
I can't see him. The flames spread. He must have jumped.
We have to get off the ship.
Galena and Nifigate jump onto the pier, plunging into the frantic crowd. After much struggling, they make it to the gates of the cathedral.
Where's Charn?
I don't know. Too much fire and confusion. We don't want to find him now anyway. Everyone accuses him.
But he saved the High Priest's life. It's not fair.
Illuma be with him.
I hope that's enough.
Starring, in order of appearance, Michael A. Tomazic as the narrator, John Young as Father Nifigate, Kara Bradley as Galena, Will Chandler as Charn, R. Gary Hatchell as the City Guard, Edward Hauser as Craftsman No. 1, Ron Temple as the High Priest of Illuma, Shane Fox as the Beacon, Jefferson Campbell as the ShadowRider Captain, Amy Royce as Sister Corviston, Rob Berry as Selegna, Edward Hauser as ShadowRider No. 3, and Scott Gastineau as Dark Priest No. 2. Ebon Storms was written and directed by Shane Ernst and Darrell Goffinet. Original music composed and performed by Edward Hauser and Scott Spear. Chief Editor, Shane Fox. Technical Engineer, Scott Spear. Art and Publicity, Shane Fox. Last Summer Productions would like to thank the Western Kentucky University Department of Music and Purdue University. This is Shane Ernst. This has been a Last Summer production.